Assalamu alaikum, kids. So this right here is May June 2016. So let's begin. अच्छा जी. So May June 2016 में it's fairly simple. Student is used to determine density. She pause, state the volume. So the volume is going to be what? Each is going to be 2 units. So 60 and then 5 divisions. So each division is going to be 2 units. तो उसके हिसाब से we've got something along the lines of 64 cm cube. A friend also measures the same volume of liquid in the measuring cylinder and records a larger volume than the correct value. She probably would have read the upper meniscus. That's why she would have made this error. So reads upper meniscus. ठीक है. State another piece of apparatus that the student needs in order to determine the density. So जाहिर सी बात है आपको measuring scale चाहिए होगा. Electronic scale, measuring scale to measure mass. सही है. So measuring scale to measure mass. ठीक है. So measuring scale to measure mass. That's probably what you're going to need. Explain in detail how she uses her apparatus to determine the density. आप यहाँ पे electronic balance भी लिख सकते हैं. ठीक है. We can also call it an electronic balance. So, couple of things that you need to remember. Now, moving on, explain in detail how she uses her apparatus to determine the density. So, in that case, it's going to be fairly simple. Measure mass of empty cylinder. ठीक है. So you measure the mass of an empty cylinder and then you measure mass of cylinder and water. ठीक है. So you measure the mass of an empty cylinder, then you measure the mass of cylinder and water. Subtract to get mass of water only. ठीक है. So you subtract to get the mass of water only, and then what do? And then use D is equals to density is equals to mass upon volume. ठीक है. That's essentially what you're going to do. Her friend also determines the density using her incorrect value. State how her density value compares to that of the student. Now, of course, because the volume is greater for the student's friend, density is inversely proportional, means density is going to be smaller or lower rather. So lower density. Her friend's gonna measure lower density. All right. Then we move on towards question number 2. The inner core of a pencil is known as the pencil lead. I'll suggest how the connecting wires can be connected. So crocodile clips. ठीक है. A micrometer is used to measure the average diameter of the pencil lead. Explain how is it used. Place lead in between the axle. Use ratchet to close the spindle. Measure at multiple points and average. ठीक है, so essentially the idea is you don't necessarily have to use these terms, but आप क्या करेंगे, आप उसको माइक्रोमीटर के बीच में जो है वो रखेंगे. हाँ, ये अलबत्ता कहना ज़रूरी है कि you are going to use a ratchet. उसका रीज़न क्या है? If let's say for example you manually turn the thimble, तो उससे होगा क्या, उससे maybe you apply more pressure and you deform the pencil lead or you break the pencil lead. So you're going to use the ratchet to make sure that it's gentle. And then you repeat the process at various points on the graphite lead or the pencil lead. And then you average. सही है ना, तो एक पॉइंट जो है वो इसका होगा, एक पॉइंट जो है वो इसका होगा. ठीक है. The measured resistance is 341. The diameter D of the pencil lead is 0.5. The length S, constant P. Calculate P. ठीक है, तो P measure कर लेते हैं. So that's gonna be equals to how much? That's gonna be equals to 341 times pi times D. D is 0.05 square divided by 4S. The length S of the pencil is this right here. Okay. तो ज़ाहिर सी बात है, ये चीज़ मेजर करने के लिए जो है वो कैलकुलेटर चाहिएगा. तो लेट्स सी व्हाट वी कैन डू. I don't have a calculator, but let's see. So it's 0.05 ka square gives me 0.0025 divided by 50. 0002, so 41, 682, and with 4 zeros, yeah. So with 4 zeros. So this right here is going to be how much? ठीक है. All right, so it turns out that okay, I got myself a calculator and it turns out to be 0.056. Though SF पे आंसर देना है तो yes, it's going to be 0.056 if I'm not wrong. ठीक है. So because it's two significant figures, the 0.056 would be the correct answer. All right, cool. So moving on, student uses pencil 20 centimeters, draw. He measures the resistance R between the 2 points that are 20 centimeter apart. He repeats the measurement. Okay. ठीक है. On figure 2.4, R against L. Okay. So let's just take this. So we need to draw R against L. Let's just put this over here. So now, of course, a question saying that it's starting at the origin and you need to draw a straight line of best fit. Cool. Let's see what we can work with that. L, of course, is going to be on the x-axis. L on the x-axis and R on the y-axis. ठीक है. So on the x-axis, we're going to go from 0 to 20. So we can go with 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. That would be too small. So we're going to have to go with 4. So 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So we need to use more than half. So from 0 to 20, we are, of course, using more than half the graph. So if we divide 20 into 6 divisions, so then that's going to give me, क्या कहते हैं, 0 point or 3.3. So it's not going to give me a non-recurring value for, or essentially it's going to give me a decimal value for each division, so not a good idea to go with. अच्छा, on the other hand, R के लिए we have 0 to 1800 And how many divisions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 and 10. So we have 10 divisions over here. तो जाहिर सी बात है, I'm gonna have to go with 200 or approximately 2000 तक जा रहा है ना. So 200 would be a good estimate. 400, 600, 800, 1000. All right. And then we go with 1200, 1400, 1600, 1800, and 2000. Okay. So essentially what we can do is we can say that, all right, once we have that, now we start plotting the points. So 0 and 0 is a point. It's considered a point on the graph. 4 and 330. So that's going to be 300. 330 is going to be somewhere over here. 8 and 781. Now, I won't be able to plot 781. But 780 must be a close call. So 780 would be here. Acha ji. Then we have 12 and 1052. So 8, 12, sorry. 12 and 1000, 1050, 1100 यहाँ पर होगा. So 1050 जो है, it's going to be here. And then we've got 1470 on 16, 14. And then 1500 यहाँ पर होगा, तो 70 is going to be here. And then you've got 1865. 1800, 1900, 1865 जो है वो यहाँ पर होगा. ठीक है, so I've got this right here, and now I need to draw the line of best fit. Line of best fit, I can see that this point right here is going to go below definitely. Take there, so we're gonna have to start off from the origin. Okay. That's weird. तो सारे points जो है वो काफ़ी weird हैं. So you've got this point right here which goes below the line, above the line, below the line, and above the line. So you've got 2 points on the line, this one and this one. उसके अलावा I don't think there is a situation where you're gonna have more than these points. Chalega, let's see what happens. So the next question says determine the gradient. Show clearly on the graph how you determine the gradient. So we need to point out the points. We need to mark the points that we are using. So I can go with this point right here. Take care, that's 1800. Let's not go with that then. On the x-axis, it's slightly difficult to read because it's going to be 4 divided by 10. So ये हो जाएगा 15.6-ish. But let's see. I guess I'm gonna have to go with this. ठीक है, एक ये point ले लेते हैं and एक ये वाला point ले लेते हैं. ठीक है जी. So this point right here is going to be on the x-axis. This right here is how much? 16. And you've got 20. So we probably have a 19.6. 19.6 and 1800. That's going to be this point A right here. All right. And then we have this one right here. So that's going to be 4 and then 6 more points. So this right here is going to be 6.4 and 600. ठीक है जी. So 19.6 and 1800, 6.4 and 600. So let's do that. 19 6.6 and 1800, 6.4 and 600. I hope these are correct. Cool. All right, let's use the formula. M is equals to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So that's going to be 1800 minus 600, 1200 on top. And it's going to be 19.6 minus 6.4, 13.2 at the bottom. Of course, अब इसको find करने के लिए again I'm gonna have to use a calculator. ठीक है जी. So 1200 divided by 13.2. So I've got 90.9. 90.9 है तो I can go with 91. ठीक है. 91 would be the correct answer. Use your value of P from A power 3 and G from B power 2 to obtain a value for the depth D of the carbon layer. Okay, A power 3 में क्या था? It was 0.056. So D is equals to 0.056 divided by 200 times 91. So this right here is going to be how much? So this right here is going to be, calculator, 0.056 divided by 200, and then we are going to divide that by 91 as well. So you've got 0 point, and then we have 5 zeros, 30769. So 0.50 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30769. Standard form में लिखना है, that's what the question's saying. So in this case, you bring the decimal value here, so you move it 6 places to the right. ठीक है, so this is going to give me 3.08 into 10 raised power minus 6. We move 6 places, right? Or you can go with 3.1 times 10 raised power minus 6. Either one works just fine. All right. ठीक है जी, next आगे बढ़ते हैं. So question number 3, use the color code to state the color bands of the resistor. 330 ohms जो है वो आपका resistance है. So the band 1 would be 3, so orange. Band 2 would be 3 as well, orange. And band 3 would be the number of zeros. So that's just 1. So you then have a brown. Alright, BR लिख देते हैं. So orange, orange and brown. पूरा लिख देते हैं so that there are no confusions. Okay, student uses resistor in series with diode to protect the diode. He sets up a circuit to measure the different values of current in diode and voltage across the diode. Draw a circuit diagram. So ठीक है, you've got a diode right here. You've got some resistor in series. You've got a source, इसके across potential, voltmeter is going to be in parallel and ammeter is going to be in series. All right, I'm guessing that must be it. So you need to measure different values of current in the diode and the voltage across the diode. Explain how the student can take readings for different values of V. So use batteries with different cells. Okay, so one option would be to use batteries with different cells. Another option would be to use क्या कहते हैं, it's an input voltage input system or a power system. Essentially power supply, power system क्या बोल रहा हूँ. So you can use a power supply which has a variable input voltage or a variable input potential, EMF, whatever you want to call it. ठीक है. So use power supply, use power supply. You can just write with variable input. Of course, you're going to write one of them. Input. Acha, you can also use a variable resistor. Matlab, let's say, for example, if this right here is a variable resistor, so essentially what can happen is I can vary the resistance to vary the potential difference across the diode. That can help as well. The diode current in one direction does not conduct state. How the circuit can be changed to show this? Reverse polarity, no current or voltage observed. Reverse polarity of cells, no current and potential difference measured. ठीक है, so when you reverse the polarity you cannot measure anything, सब कुछ zero आ रहा होता है, means your diode is not letting the current pass through. Student is given a lump of blue tack which he molds into a cube. The front face of the cube is shown full size by mid-determined. ठीक है. So this right here was 100%. So I'm guessing this right here would be a slightly more than 2 centimeters, maybe 2.5 or something like that. I could be completely wrong. So maybe 2 या 3 ले लेते हैं. Let's see what the marking scheme says. अच्छा, marking scheme जो है मेरे ख्याल में इसको 3 कह रहा है. Yeah, that's cool. So the marking scheme says it's 3, so your volume, of course it's a cube, so your volume is going to be 3 cubes, so 27. Alright, he places one of the ends of the cylinder on a piece of 2, counts the squares. Alright, so we can do the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's use a different color because everything else is black and white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Acha, so instead of doing that, what I can say is कि यार this right here, ठीक है, मैं इसको काउंट कर लेता हूँ. ऊपर तक तो 35 थे. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these right here are 48. 48 and 1, 2, 3 over here. यहाँ पे left पे right पे कुछ भी नहीं है, so we don't have anything on the right. So you have 35 over here. You have 48 plus 3 over here. And then I can go with these ones right here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 30 over here, 30 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 कर देते हैं just for the sake of it. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, so let's see. So you've got 35. Oopsie daisy. So you've got 35 plus 51 plus 34. And then you've got how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you've got 12 over here. Plus 12. Now let's see. 86, 90, 120, 120 and 12 is gonna give me 132 approximately. अब इसमें मैंने थोड़े से जो है वो ज़्यादा गिन लिए हैं. Means I'm pretty sure this is not going to be counted, this is not going to be counted, this is not going to be counted, this is not going to be counted. But ठीक है, सही है. तो 1, 2 and 3 होगा खाली. यहाँ पे मैंने 4 लिखा है तो ये 3 होगा. तो I'm gonna guess कि यार I'll just write 125 and move on. सही, क्योंकि मैंने less than half वाले भी कुछ count कर लिए हैं, तो I'm just gonna reduce it by 10 or something and I'm gonna move on. Alright, so बहुत ज़्यादा time waste नहीं करना है इसको count करने में. ठीक है, so 125 would be my answer over here. So the number of squares I'm gonna get is 125 using our answer in A estimate. So because it's a 2 by 2 square, so each square has an area of 4. So 4 times 125 is going to be exactly 400 millimeters squared. ठीक है, again unit is important, millimeter squared लिखना ज़रूरी है. ठीक है जी. So this right here was October November 2016. Inshallah kids, I'll see you in the next one. कोई problem हो, कोई चीज़ समझ में नहीं आ रहा हो, please post that in the comments. And inshallah I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bars out.